Hello dear students, welcome back to AVS classes. How are you all? I hope you all are healthy and doing well. So students, I am your EVS educator again here with a new chapter. And today we are going to start our unit number 4, which is things around us. So in this section, we are going to learn about those things which are present in our surroundings. So what we are going to learn in this section? We use many things. We use many things every day at home, in school, and outdoors. These things help us live comfortably, but do we know what they are made of or where they come from? Some come from nature and some are made by people. So, what we understand by reading this that the things which we are using on our daily routine, those are classified into two categories. The first one, which is natural, nature based, and okay, and the next one, that is your man-made products. Next, this unit helps children observe the objects around them and learn about the materials used to make them. They explore how these materials are used in different ways to make useful items. The unit also teaches how to take care of the environment by reducing waste, reusing items, and recycling what we no longer need. Through fun activities and projects, children learn how to take care of their surroundings and understand the value of natural resources. So the main thing which we have to understood by reading this paragraph, that the things which is classified on natural base, natural resources or man-made resources, we have to need to understand the importance of the natural resources and how we can sustain our surroundings for longer time and reduce those things which has no important role in our life. So all of you, are you ready? So let's get started with chapter number So let's get started with chapter number 10, this world of things. So now we are going to learn about things of worlds where we have man-made things as well as natural things. So before starting this chapter, we have to have a look on our learning objectives. By the end of the chapter, students will be able to identify and the common objects around them. Draw and label objects seen in the classroom or at home. Match objects with the materials they are made of. Observe and describe properties like soft, hard, smooth, or rough. Tell if a material is transparent, translucent, or opaque. Sort materials as solid, liquid, or gas. Learn which things are natural and which are man-made. Name sources of materials like trees, ores, or oil. Say how materials are used and why some are better than others. The simple test to explore how materials feel or surround. So now you are going to learn about a lot of things which is present in your surroundings. If I'm talking about your sofa, so first of all, sofa which is made by the wood, it is a natural resource. Okay, but this complete sofa is made by human beings. So are going to learn about how can we classify our things into natural or man-made resources, man-made objects is right. Next, we are going to learn about that your sofa is hard in texture, right? And sorry, so इसे कट कर देना, दोबारा से बोल रही हूँ. So your sofa would be hard when we touch it. So the material would be hard, not soft, right? So the next thing we learned about the sofa, that is the hard. Next, is this sofa is soft or harsh, the texture of it. Now, how can we reuse it? How can we sort it into solid, liquid, or gaseous form? And how we can describe it? It is a transparent, translucent, or opaque. So, you see how many properties we are going to learn in this chapter. So, all of you, are you ready? So, let's get started. Now, observe and identify objects in the surroundings. We see many objects around us every day in our classroom, at home, and outside. The things are made from different materials like wood, metal, glass, plastic, and cloth. Each material has its own look, feel, and use. Let's learn to identify and match objects with the materials they are made up of. So what we are going to learn in this section, that we already understood that we have different types of things in our surroundings and generally they made up of wood, metal, glass, plastic, and cloth. And these are the pictures we have for the materials we are using on our day-to-day life. You always seen this wooden chair, metal spoon, plastic spoon, window pane, plastic bottle, metal bottle, and cloth bag. So these are the things which is present in your surroundings. Now, example, a chair is made up of wood or plastic, both, right? We see the pictures as well. A spoon is made up of metal or plastic as well. A window pane is made up of glass. A water bottle is made up of plastic or metal. A bag is made up of cloth. So what to? Next we have, we can match objects to the materials used to make them. This helps us understand why different materials are chosen for different uses. How materials can be strong, soft, hard, transparent, or flexible. Some objects can also be made from more than one material. For example, a school bag may have cloth, zips made of metal or plastic, and buckles made of plastics. Understanding materials help us to know more about the things we use every day. So when we say, okay, which kind of material is this? So the material, when we choose the raw material, there is a need of us. For example, if I am talking about the bag, we cannot make that bag with the metal because it's getting too heavy for us. When we put our books inside it, so it become more heavier for us. So we are choosing materials according to our need, right? According to our uses of everyday. For example, here we have an example of bag, right? So we make a bag cloth material. Next, we are using zips, which is made of plastics or metal as well. Next, we use buckles, which is made up of plastic. So all things which we indulge into one, all things which we indulge in one thing, it's properly and it's only depending upon our needs. Next, explore sources and uses of materials. We use many things every day: tables, chairs, clothes, bottles, spoons, and more. But have you ever wondered where all these materials come from? So, have you ever wondered that those plastic which you are using on your day to day life, day to day routine, where they are come from? The wood, the clothes. So, now we are going to go in deep down where they are come from. Sources of materials. Materials come from different sources in nature. Some examples are: wood come from trees, metal comes or stocks from the earth, plastic comes from petroleum, a natural resource, cotton comes from cotton plants, wool from sheep, glass from sand, and rubber from rubber trees. Now, uses and limitations of material. Whenever we say uses, it means how they are useful for us. And when we say limitation, for example, you have to go outside in a rainy season, so you cannot wear a raincoat which is made up of paper, right? Because when you go outside, that paper raincoat will be disappear. But when you use plastic raincoat, so it will not disappear. So we are choosing the material. So we are know the usefulness of that particular material as well as the limitation of it. Different materials are used to make different things because of their properties. Let's see how. So wood. Wood in, what are the properties we have for the wood? Hard and strong. Used for furniture and doors. And what are the limitation? Can rot catches fire. For example, if there is a sign, if there is a situation where a fire comes, so wood catch the fire as faster as compared to other things. Now, metal, strong, shiny, conducts heat, tools, vehicles, wires, can rust sometimes. Some types of metals get rust when they are getting in contact with oxides in presence of air, basically. So that is one more thing which we have a limitation of the metal. Now, plastic, light, waterproof, as we already discussed, flexible, bottles, bags, toys, and non-biodegradable pollution. So basically, it is non-biodegradable. You cannot disappear for a longer period of a time. And sometimes this will become a main problem, and we just forget about the uses for the plastic. But nowadays we are using plastic because we have so many things, we cannot replace it. But it is a back point for the plastic that it is non-biodegradable. Now, next we have glass, which is transparent, brittle, windows, bottles, mirrors, breaks easily. It is useful for us, but it breaks easily, so it is costlier also for us. Next we have cotton, soft, breathable, cloth bed sheets, absorb water, not waterproof. So it is not a kind of a limitation. It is a good thing about the cotton, but it absorb water. Sometimes it become difficulty and become a limitation for us as well. Now, properties of materials. Now we are going to learn about the properties of materials which we learned in our above section. So let's get started. Different materials have different properties. These properties help us to choose the right material for the right purpose. Let's learn about some important properties. So we already discussed about the uses of each type of material. Now, according to our situation, according to our need, we are choosing a raw material to make something which is present in our surrounding, right? So how we choose them? According to our needs, as simple as that. First, we have transparency. When we say transparency, it means we need those things which is transparent in nature. Some materials let light pass through them, others do not. Based on this, we can divide materials into. So those materials which can pass, which provide, so those materials which can pass light from them. So, and one more thing, okay. So now we are going to classify our materials into two categories. One which can pass light through them and the second one which do not. So which can, they are called transparent materials. Materials that you can see through clearly are called transparent. Examples: clear glass, clean water, clear plastic sheet. Next, translucent materials. Those are can Next, we have translucent material. Materials that you can see through only a little are called translucent. Examples: butter paper, frosted glass, color balloons. So these are the examples we have which cannot pass through completely light from them. So those are called translucent materials. For example, butter paper, frosted glass and color balloon. Next, we have opaque materials. Materials that you cannot see through at all are called opaque. Examples: wood, metal, wall, cardboard. So what we understand, those materials which we cannot see from them, okay, that is referred as your opaque materials. So wood, metal and wall, these are the examples of the opaque material. Now we have touch and feel. How do material feel or behave? By touching them, we are going to learn about how they feel. For example, when we touch things, we feel different textures and can test how they behave. Look at these properties: hard or soft. Different materials feel different when we touch them. Some are hard and some are soft. So if I'm talking about this one, this pen, it is hard in texture, right? Not that much, but it is hard in texture. And you have so many things which have the softness, the soft texture in it. Now, hard materials. So first we are going to learn about the hard material. Hard materials are those that do not get pressed or change shape easily. They are strong and firm. If I apply force on this pen, it couldn't change their position. It could not change their shape, right? Because it is hard in texture. And what are the examples we have for the hard things? Stone used in buildings, wood used to make furniture, metal used in tools and utensils, glass used in windows and bottles. These things are hard because they keep their shape even if we press them. This is my pen. If I'm going to press them strongly, it couldn't change its shape. It means it is hard in texture. Now, why we are using these things? Those things which you need are strong support we made from these materials. Next, we have soft materials. Soft materials are those that can be pressed or squeezed easily. They are not firm. Okay, what are the examples we have for the soft material? The first thing we have cotton. You see cotton clothes, you see cotton flour. When we give up, when we squeeze them, they easily change their shape. Cotton used in pillows and clothes, sponge used for cleaning, wool used to make sweaters, foam used in cushions and mattress. These things are soft. These things are soft and can change shape when we press them. So we can simply class that. We can simply we generally एक और बार कर रही हूँ. We generally classify our materials into hard and soft according to changing their shape capacity. If we press them, if they change their shape, it means it is soft texture. Otherwise, it is hard texture. Now, rigid or flexible materials. So now what we have to learn? Rigid and flexible. As we say, you are very flexible in nature, right? You can adjust everywhere. So it means those things, materials behave differently when we try to bend or twist. Some are rigid and some are flexible. So rigid means who could not change their shape, right? Basically by pressing, by bending them, and flexible which can bend easily. Rigid materials are hard, do not bend easily. They keep their shape even if you try to twist or bend them. So those materials which cannot change their shape by bending, you can simply say they could not bend. Basically, if I'm talking about this pen and I'm trying to bend it, it could not possible for me. It could be, and the next procedure. So if I'm trying to bend this pen, it could not be possible for me. If I press a long pressure on it, it will be break. So what are the examples we have for the rigid material? We have wood used in chairs and tables, glass used in windows, metal rods used in construction, plastic rurals, some are rigid. Plastic rurals, some are rigid. These materials are strong and stiff. So these are the pictures we have for the things we are discussing here, and these materials are rigid. Next we have flexible materials. Flexible materials are soft and bend easily without breaking. You can twist, fold or bend them. So those materials which is easily bendable, okay, and could not break by a strong force of bending and soft in nature, that is simply referred as flexible materials. What are the examples we have? Rubber used in rubber bands. You generally see your rubber bands. You can easily bend them. You can stretch them. There is no breakable. After some point they have break point, but generally they can easily bend. Next, cloth used in clothes and curtains, plastic pipes, some can be bent, paper can be folded. These materials are bendable and soft. So now you can easily distinguish your surroundings materials into soft texture, hard texture. Bendable means rigid or flexible. Okay. Next, we have smooth or rough material. When we touch things, we feel different. Some feel smooth while others feel rough. So those materials which are soft in touch, they are generally your smooth materials, and which are rough in touch, they are generally your rough material. So now we are going to learn about the smooth material. Smooth materials feel even and soft to touch. Smooth materials feel even and smooth to touch. They do not hurt your skin and feel nice and clean. So you ever touch and you ever feel like this. If you ever touch glass like this, so it is soft in texture, right? Your glass, polished wood, steel spoon, plastic bottle. And these are the examples we have. That your windows glass feels smooth, polished wood, table or desktop, steel spoon smooth and shiny, plastic bottle, smooth surface. Smooth things feel slippery or soft. So you see so many things in your surroundings which is smooth in texture basically. Next you have the rough material. Rough materials feels uneven and bumpy. They may feel hard or scratchy to touch. Examples, tree bark. Examples, tree bark, very rough. Stone, some stones feel rough. Jute bag, rough and hard. Sandpaper, very rough surface. Rough things feel scratchy or hard. So these are things which are there. We have pictures of this. Wait. So when you see these type of things, this, so they have scratchiness. See, we have lines in it. That's why they are rough in texture and feel scratchy when we touch it. Next we have shiny or dull material. Now we are going to classify our surroundings materials into shiny and dull materials. Okay. Different materials look different. Some look bright and shiny while others look plain and dull. So generally those materials are shiny in nature. Okay, those are your shiny materials and those are in dull in nature. By seeing them, those are your dull material. Now first we are going to learn about the shiny material. Shiny means Himawari. So when we Himawari see any shiny thing, so when Himawari see any shiny thing, so she just attracts to it, right? Similarly, these are the shiny things you have here. So, shiny materials shine when light falls on them. They often look bright and attractive. Examples: gold used in jewelry, silver used in coins and ornaments, and steel spoon shiny and smooth. Glass, clean glass shines, mirror reflects light and looks shiny. Shiny things are often made of metal, glass, or polished materials. So we have these things which is made by the shiny materials, and generally what we understand by shiny means when light falls on them, they generally shines, right? And they are generally made up of metal, glass, and the polished materials. Next we have the dull material. Dull materials do not shine. Basically, even light falls on them or not, it doesn't make a change to it. They look plain and do not reflect light. Examples: wood, not shiny unless polished. Clay pot looks dull and rough. Paper, simple and dull surface. Chalk, soft and dull surface. Stone, many stones look dull. And dull things are usually made of natural or non-metallic materials. So made up of natural means those are things which is given by the God. For example, wood, clay pot, paper, chalk. These are the all things which is natural things. Okay. Next we have materials based on state. State means liquid state, gaseous state, right? Or solid state. All things around us are made up of matter. Matter can be found in the three states: solid, liquid, and gas. These states tell us how the material looks, feels, and behaves. So, according to their state, we can generally classify how they are looks, feels, and behave. For example, if we are talking about solid, so solid materials, so solid have a fixed shape and size. They do not flow. You can hold them in your hand. Examples: table, pencil, books, stones, chair. So these are the examples we have for the solid materials. And solid materials we can easily hold it in our hands. Okay. Next we have liquids. So when we say liquids, the second form, the second state of the material, liquid do not have a fixed shape, but they have a fixed amount. They flow and take the shape of the container they are in. So basically, when we say liquid, so it does not have a definite shape. The type of the container, it can change their shape according to that container. And they have a fixed shape, but it's only dependent upon the container shape. Next, what are the examples we have? Water, milk, juice, oil, and honey. These are the examples we have for the liquid state. Next, we have gaseous state. Gases, gases do not have a fixed shape. Next, we have gases. Gases do not have a fixed shape or size. They can spread everywhere and cannot be held. We cannot always see them. Examples: air, oxygen, steam, carbon dioxide, helium in balloons. So sometimes you can see steam, otherwise you cannot see any kind of gas form, because we cannot hold them, we cannot hold them. Now in our surroundings gas are present, but you and me are not able to see them, right? And what are the examples? We have air, oxygen, steam. Steam you can see sometimes, carbon dioxide and helium in balloons. Next we have natural and artificial things. So those things which is given by God, you can say, for example water, for example tree, for example mountains. These are called, one more time. So now we are going to learn about the natural and artificial things. So you can simply classify it. Those things which are made by men, human beings, those are called artificial things. Otherwise, rest of the things is referred as the natural things. So we see many things around us every day. Some are made by nature and some made by people. Now, the first we have natural things. Natural things are found in nature. They are not made by humans. They can be living like plants and animals, or non-living like water, air and rocks. So when we say natural things, these are found in nature. First of all, we have to understand it. And now now we can classify our natural things in living things as well as non-living things. So animals, plants, these are referred as the living things. So, and non-living things, we have water, air and rocks. Next, we have artificial things which is made by human beings, made by men. Artificial things are man-made. People make them using natural or other material like chairs, clothes, shoes, books, plastic bottles, etc. Now, things around us. Again, we are going to learn about all the things we are learned in our previous section, but now in a mind map form. But now in a tabular form. So things around us classify in two categories: natural things and artificial things. Natural things are found in nature and artificial things made by human beings. Now, natural things could be living or non-living. What are the examples we have for living? Trees and birds. What are the examples we have for non-living? Water and rocks. Next, artificial things which is made by human beings are classified into according to their things, classified according to their texture or properties. Furniture, clothes, toys, tools. What are the examples we have for furniture? Chair and table. Clothes, shirt and shoes. Toys and tools, books and bottles. So these are the examples we have. So now we learned each thing about the things which is present in our surroundings. I hope it is clear to you, because students, this is the end of your chapter. So now I'm going to know, okay. So now I hope you can simply and easily classify your surrounding things into hard and soft according to their state, according to their texture, right? And are they man-made or are they natural things? So I hope so it is clear to you. Now I'm going to meet you in your next class. Till that, bye bye. Have a good day.